One of my favorite memories and the ways that I look back on this home is the financial giving and the sacrifice that just this small community of believers had committed to and raised to make this church possible and to reach the community of Parker.
Some of my first memories of Pepsi were first donuts and then Jesus. We had, my dad and I, we were trying to figure it out the other day, we set up chairs for probably close to 10 years. I don't know exactly what it was. I remember putting up drywall in the basement here. That's where I learned how to do drywall. I'm sure we poured hundreds of yards of concrete around this campus over the years. Sweat equity, that was a big part of it. Trying to make a church work.
And it was always like that. It was always everyone being incorporated. It was so inclusive. So it was such the sense of community, and everybody's always been there since day one.
I remember coming to Pepsi back when we were at the junior high. Mom continued to come here while I was off at school after we chose to get married upstairs and be a part of the church. And it continues through today with the youth building, with doing work around here, both professionally and sacrificially giving. The boys wanted to serve. The boys wanted to be a part of it. So loving on babies, holding on babies is, that's how it started for Jody and I 23 years ago, and it just continues, with our kids, with our children, loving on children.
Loved how Pepsi always was all about Jesus and centered on who Jesus is and being Jesus to the community. I remember leaders that were so influential to me. So being able to kind of do that again is really amazing. And we love the relationships that we've built with the kids of Pepsi, and it's really a joy to serve and meet families in that way.
It's really what it's all about. Our youngest kids, this is how I started. And now at almost 40 years old, I'm still here, and I want to bring Jesus' light to this community.
It's such a special experience to be able to come together as a family of 3 generations and really be raising our children in the village that I was raised in.
I experienced the core values that you still see here today. I grew in my desire for missions as a child, as a teenager. When Gary McCusker was the youth leader, we went to Gulfport, Mississippi several times to serve, and downtown Denver to serve the poor. And it's just been a huge blessing to see it come full circle. I'm excited for my kids to be able to experience what I've experienced and to grow up with a strong biblical foundation.
There still continues, in my mind, to be a pioneering spirit to think about what's coming up next, what's the future hold for Pepsi, and if the heart of the church is to go out, then Pepsi's going to continue to flourish in what God has for it to do.
The fact that I felt so led to come back because of this community was absolutely life-saving for me. And all the different ministries we've served on, whether it was women's ministry or being a deacon, and now leading Stephen Ministry, has been very powerful in my life, because not only do I get to come and listen to the teachings and be fed every day, I get to share it with other people. And it absolutely is a positive impact in my life and my faith and my relationship with Jesus.
Outside of just the family, the core 4 of us, Pepsi has been a family from the time I can remember. And they stand next to you through the good and the bad. And when you're unsure if they're still going to love you, if you're unsure if they're going to walk with you, they do. They choose to show up for you, and that is because of the leading of the Holy Spirit of Pepsi.
From small group time and serving in ministries and communities and deacons and in the children's ministry, anytime that we follow the Lord's leading, He is true to provide blessing through all of it. So we've been really grateful for that.
Love the fact that we're intergenerational, obviously. It means a lot to worship with the family. And that's something that was present back when we started, and that has continued to today as well.
It doesn't matter if you've been here for 5 minutes, 5 weeks, 5 years, you will never be treated differently. It does not matter. If you're here, you are loved on, you are welcomed, you're treated like you've been here forever.
There's certain sermons you remember, right? I remember Eric Oman preached one day. I remember him saying, for no matter what problem you have, the solution is going deeper with Jesus. And if if you haven't got that, then this is kind of a waste of time. But if you get that, it's very valuable. It's the most valuable thing.